Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about fail-safe moves. Now, that's what I call them, and these are moves that even if you crash, you can actually crash in one of these moves and basically save yourself, basically not crashing because you simply, crash into the move you're going to do. So I'm going to name a few, but let's, you basically, if you got a good swipe, this is very, very useful because whenever you sort of slip out of power move or freezes, you can simply drop into a swipe. And the same actually goes for the tap mill. So the tap mill and the swipe are very, very good moves to use because whenever you sort of fall out of a move, you can simply place your foot and jump back into a freeze or something else. And you can actually also, of course, use it deliberately. That when you do sometimes a freeze that you can do very nice, let's say a hollow back or something, right? But you cannot really control to get out of it. You can use, again, like moves like swipe, tap mill, these kind of moves easily to basically, get back up. So those are two moves that's very handy to have, and I suggest you practice on them. Personally, I never do tap mills, but I know how to do them right. And basically, when you sort of, let's say I'm falling, you can simply place my foot and drop back into a freeze and continue from there. And same goes with the swipe, right? Let's say I'm doing a little freeze here and I'm sort of falling out of it. Okay, place the foot, jump back. So that's very, very handy to have. And those are two examples. The idea is that you actually search for a lot of these moves. And I'm going to name a few more. So one really good move to have is the rollback. So when you do something like whatever it is, right? You're basically going to slip out of it and actually follow your feet. Like I said, tap mill is a good move when that happens, when you sort of feel yourself crashing. You actually simply can do is do a rollback. Let's say the rollback elbow, right? So I'm doing a little, let's say I'm doing a little pike freeze. Let's do that. So I'm doing this pike, right? Crashing, rollback elbow. See? It's actually a crash, but you can really disguise it like that, especially if you know how. And same goes with moves like air chair and stuff. Like I actually do it on deliberately. I know I can do a very nice air chair, but I cannot really combine so easily with my air chair. So I know I'm going to do a rollback to another move from there. And the rollback is basically just, it's in the name, rollback, but you can use any move from there, right? Simply roll back to freeze here. It's all good, right? Whatever works for you. But then, even if you crash like that, yeah, okay, you won't crash, basically. Of course, people will know, right? Not everybody's like, oh yeah, he's not crashing, he's so flowy. Yeah, okay, it's kind of visible, but it's a lot better than actually crashing, right? And that's sort of what you want to get a lot of these fail-safes, so you can play around with this. Another one, let's say I'm doing the air chair, I already did a vid on this, but it's actually the inward twist, very useful, right? So when you, let's say I'm doing a move, in this case, like I said, an air chair, I'm talking about freezes now, but it works the same for power move, right? Or whatever you do, footwork, same thing actually. But here I'm doing a little air chair, and now all I do is, I'm twisting in, like this, see, and continuing from there. So, you can watch that fit, but it's basically very simple. You just punch under yourself and you make a little twist. And you just pivot over the arm, so it's not really power too. See, basically, you're not holding your moves. You're not being clean, but you catch yourself. And try to find these ways. Another great way to do is actually this caterpillar ball move both ways. So when you can do this one, like that, right? Basically, even when you fall on your feet and feel yourself collapsing, you just, caterpillar out of there. I'm terrible at that move. But the other one is also good, right? The one down. So when you feel, I'm losing power, you just roll out of it and continue from there. So those are some examples, right? And a very obvious one too. Of course, that's very nice if you can make your own. If you're very solid, let's say the baby freeze. Just give an example, right? And you're doing a 90 or something and you're feeling you lose control. Actually, I knew a friend of mine could always do this, right? I've never seen him crash because he just did inward 90. But then when he sort of messed it up, he always sort of went to a baby freeze and always catch himself no matter what, right? Even though, of course, you see him crash because hey man, he's supposed to spin 2 rounds, you only spin a half round. But still, it's clean, right? You catch yourself. Try to find these ways try to make your own. It's all good, right? And basically, you can really look at it like, okay, my feet are falling, or my butt is falling, or my arm is falling, right? I'm collapsing on my arm. What am I going to do to catch myself and still have control? And that's all it is. Of course, in an ideal world, we all clean and never crash, but that's an illusion, right? It's all about how you can catch yourself and continue, basically. So try to find these fail-safes for yourself. Try to use the ones I just said. I think swipe and tap mills are very, very good, right? If you can do those two, you're pretty much good. That's why I also don't like swipe actually in power move, but back in the days I used all the time, right? And I never, basically, I couldn't really fall in the same sense as, you know, basically now I use flares and stuff. It's kind of a different ball game because you can actually crash. But with the swipe, man, it's so easy. The same with the tap mill, right? A lot of people don't like tap mill for this exact reason, but hey, it works. See you next time.